first use of this pitch. And just a little bit of niggle, but that dismissal that we were talking about a little while. Anyhow, let's get on with this match. Michael Clarke captaining the side and opening the batting, Adam Gilchrist.
You're right there. He's taken the lead, hasn't he? It's great to be here again. I'm excited in more ways than one. I can finally, guys, tick the box of every legendary commentator now. Bill Laurie was the last one I was chasing, and I finally got him. Ian Chappell, Richie Benaud, Tony Gregg, and all the boys. But great to be here, and I'm excited, as I say, to see hopefully Australia turn around. There's been a lot said about them, a lot written, not just about the cricket, but it's about cricket now as Warner faces up to Kyle Mills.
Good line to start. Mills bowled very well at the whacker. He's underrated one-day cricketer. He can swing the ball into the left-handers. And New Zealand have won the toss and elected to bowl. Big gamble.
Yeah, it is a bit of a gamble, especially against guys like David Warner and Michael Clarke. I mean, they've got some good batsmen in this Australian lineup, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they play, particularly David Warner. I mean, he's had he had that wonderful start, but he's had a few scratchy knocks, and he'll be really quite keen. Because he'll be quite keen now to show that that first innings that he played wasn't a fluke.
It's amazing the difference in mindsets or tactics of nations. I saw the toss go up. I saw it go the way of Dan Vettori, and my instinct was, oh no, you know, we're going to be in the field. The Aussies are going to have to chase tonight, and that was the mindset that we've played our one-day cricket for so long. But obviously for the Kiwis, it's different.
Oh, this is a good start. Good line of length. And the umpires today, Steve Buckner has been around for 100 years, it seems. 176 one-day internationals at square leg. Former Australia all-rounder and Victorian Paul Rifle on debut. Great to see. Seen Rodney Tucker this year on debut and international level. Now Paul Rifle. Young umpires, good cricketers.
So Rodney Tucker is taking his turn as the third umpire today.
This is great bowling. And Warner's an awkward situation here. I think Mark Taylor said it before the game started. He's really come out with all guns blazing. He struggled to get the ball away at the whacker. And I think he's just going to play his natural game. But Mills has been too straight and perfect length. Great start.
Yeah, he did right. I mean, he's got to play his natural game. You know, he obviously started brilliantly. He's a very, very powerful hitter of the ball. And he has to deal with all that publicity he got initially. Yeah, I think he's got to give himself just a little bit of time. He's got a lot to prove yet.
He bowls well to the left-handers, Kyle Mills. I know facing him in recent years, he's got the ability to swing the ball into you as a left-hand batsman, but just can take it away off the seam. So, you know, he tempts you into wanting to leave a ball, but then he tempts you into playing at a ball, just with that little bit of hesitation and doubt. So he's well performed, and he's been, I think, moved up to about number 3 or 4 in the ODI rankings of bowling. So he's had a great time of it lately.
Oops, it's a maiden over. That's a great start for New Zealand. Oh dear, he shouldn't have got away with that. That would have been out, I think. He went the first time. Patel was the fieldsman and he missed. Guptill, in fact, was the fieldsman.
Oh, this was gone, I'm sure. Had he got it right, had he hit the stumps, so important. Let's see. There he goes. Clarke realises here he's got a problem. Here goes the throw. Oh, well, perhaps he would have just made it.
Fielder recover, just a single, knocked down, no catch.
And he would have thought that was the one, but some fantastic fielding there from Guptill again in the covers. Mills just releasing a little bit of width, but yeah, very well done. They were fantastic in the field all round in Perth as well, the New Zealand team, so the standards haven't dropped.
Kyle Mills will swing it away from Michael Clarke, and he does give you a chance early on. You pitch about off stump and just curve the ball away a fraction. There's 2 slips in. point, covering the mid-off and the third man on the offside.
There'll be quite a lot of you wondering why we're dwelling on David Warner the way we are. Well, when he first arrived on the scene, this is what happened. He played some incredible shots. I mean, shots like this, which just disappeared on this big Melbourne cricket ground. 7 sixes in a knock here in the 2020, and that was one of the big ones. And that was even bigger. He made 89 or 43 deliveries. Look at the reaction of his colleagues there. I mean, that one really did sail out of the ground. And he's very strong in that area at mid-wicket. So that's the reason why we're dwelling on him a bit.
In the air and out, I would say. Vittoria under it. Yes. Big wicket, beautifully bowled, but that's pressure. That's international cricket at the highest order.
And right you are, that is extreme pressure. They built it up, they bowled tight. One ball I can think of had a bit of width. He got onto that, but not this one. He's looking to force it. Just trying to get that first one away to get the momentum going, but only proceeds in knocking it straight up in the air.
Great level of this game. Good bowling by the Kiwis. They've done very well so far. They've kept it tight. Warner out for 2. It's 1 for 4. Yeah, I suppose Michael Clarke's option was himself to go at number 3 and hadn't. So watch this one into the gap on the offside, and they'll get a couple here. That's well played. They might even get 3 here. Yeah, so I suppose that was the choice Michael Clarke had. Open myself. Because they had to obviously replace Marsh as the opener.
Well, he got hold of it, but just wide of mid-on, not off the meat of the bat, but they should pick up 2. Happy with 2. That's through. A speed short cover. Kyle Mills had a great start at the whacker. Bowled 4. That's the first boundary, and it's a beauty. Half bowl, and he's crashed it through mid-up for 4.
That is much better. That's exactly what they need. A few of those. That was into the slot, and boy, it was smashed down the ground. Look at Haddon come through this one. Beautiful shot.
Oh yeah, so quickly into position. We've seen Clarke get stuck on the front foot on occasions playing that stroke this summer. It's a big boundary out there, but it makes it all the way. And although he's going forward as he plays the stroke, he's beautifully balanced as he does so.
Well, that will certainly give Michael Clarke some heart, but I was about to say that the other night Australia only made 181 in Perth on a good pitch, and they almost won the game. And he lost off the last ball by 2 wickets. So I think we're also seeing a slightly conservative start from the Australians, because what they want to do is make sure they get a reasonable total first. And they maybe have just dropped their target down a little bit from the lofty heights of 270 or 280 and thought, well, let's make sure we get 230, 240 first. Now, the other day they made 180 because they were in all sorts of trouble. They were 2 for 26 after 10, and then they had the run-outs of Clarke and Ponting, which made matters even worse. So after slumping to 5 for 55 after 20, they were never going to make a big score. Today it might be a little bit more conservative at the top to save some resources at the bottom to make a 230 to 250 score, and that will be hard to get.
Well, that in itself raises many issues, not least the one that you do have to learn to play differently when excellent players leave a team. It's not possible for replacements to take matches by storm in the way that a lot of the best Australians have done in the last, as you say, the last decade. And so if you set your sights a little lower, you take a little bit of pressure off yourself. There's a kind of a wide slip, about a 4th slip and a short extra cover of the 2 attacking fielders. But there are spaces on the leg side. Only 3 men leg side. Clarke really played that with conviction.
When you're battling to get your innings going, one thing you do pray for is a bit of help from the bowler. And Michael Clarke's had it in this over. He had a short pitch delivery that really is begging to be hit, and then a half volley on leg stump. Although that wasn't quite a half volley, he did walk at it and made it into it. But he looks at the moment like his innings is away.
just the thinnest scratch it is. Very frustrating moment for Brad Haddin, who would have enjoyed the opportunity to come up and bat in the top 3.
Yes, once again, just when things were starting to look much better for Australia, they'd taken 10 from Southey's last over, and taken 7 from this over, and off the last ball, Haddin's gone. 2 for 35.
Bowling, Danny boy.
This is where Clark's very good. He's quick on his feet. No bad thing to have good players of spin in when Vittori comes on. Jitan Patel will bowl a little later as well. But certainly you've got to be able to get to the pitch of the ball in the one-day game. You cannot let the spinner dictate to you.
Catch!
That's good thrash through extra cover. There are good signs here in these early offerings from David Hussey.
Yeah, nice use of the feet from David Hussey. Picked up the length very well. It was a slower one from Daniel Vittori. It was only about 77 Ks. Looking to entice him down the pitch and then spin one past him. But Hussey picked up the length very quickly. Pushed back, got himself in position and then found the gap. Good batting.
There's another good bit of timing. Now Clark really is beginning to get some rhythm.
Down the ground it goes. Delightful shot from Michael Clark. And a classy shot.
The whole Australian team have to realise that Michael Clark can make 130 here. There's time for him to make 120, 130, and then their score will be decent. But if he doesn't, then there's time for someone to do it.
Oh, that one finds the gap. Finally, David Hussey has hit a couple of nice strokes straight to the fieldsman. And Vittori still employing a very tight offside field. The bowling power play's finished, only 17 runs from it. And he's opting to keep the men up inside the ring and keep the pressure on.
Got him, yes, he's gone.
Bang!
I'm not sure. Am I a New Zealander? Well, I'm batting for New Zealand there, am I? Heaven forbid, after Sir Richard Hadley yesterday, he gave it to us at the Hassel Club luncheon. He's delighted that they're leading 1-0, and he said it's going to be a very, very tight series, and he said they're developing some young players, which is true, New Zealand, so it's a transition period for both these teams. It's a matter, I guess, of the good players like Clark putting their hand up, making big hundreds, and maybe Vittori getting a wicket or two. The experienced cricketers in both teams.
Yes, the experienced guys for Australia haven't been doing their job.
He's got to go, he's got to go. Oh, he hits it. We'll have a look, and I would say he might be just short. You just get the feeling with a direct hit. He was always in trouble. Direct hit. I think he might be just short, Bill.
I reckon he's in. I reckon he just made. He's a good athlete. Here's the throw. Where's the batsman?
Gone. The direct hit, it's unbelievable. And he will feel that he's just home. There's a strong extension there. But when you feel you're just home, often with a direct hit, you're just short. Big wicket for New Zealand. They're tightening the noose again.
No one really knows out on the field for sure, but the New Zealand reserves have bolted out, having seen that replay with their drinks. The Australian reserves are walking. They're walking slowly.
And another run out. That hurts. That's 3 in 2 games. And Hussey's gone for 10, and all of a sudden it's 3 for 63. That's a big wicket. Great fielding. 3 for 63 up to 17.5.
Oh, he threads it through. Look at the pace of the outfield today. It's going to get to the boundary. Nice way to start, Mike Hussey.
Great way to start him. I think he should have a slip into Michael Hussey. He's been struggling a little bit against spin of late, not been prepared to play shots. That was almost a defensive push. Found the middle of the bat. The timing was superb. They need to maybe pick up another wicket. There's plenty of flight there. He got to it nicely and just hit through the line and went all the way.
A little
the run away. He's got something to it. I think it was that extension of the hands, and he'll come back for 2.
They haven't been able to get at Vettori, which might mean the spinners are really slow and off the pitch. So Australia have to really assess everything right now and work out what is the total we're going to graft our way towards. And then bowl like demons.
Nicely played. He's a beautiful player of spin. He'll change up the length. That's 4. That was a bad ball. He should have put that away. But he does use his feet beautifully and normally makes the length, Michael Clarke. That's his strength against spin. So I think he's tried to do it this over, but the length previous to that delivery's been too good.
But I think he's won the battle here, hasn't he? He skips down, and the next one's a little bit shorter. He can stay back, and there, run it down. Very fine for a boundary. Good batting. That's found the gap. Been waiting for something full and wide, has Mike Hussey. He finally got it and found the boundary.
Well, that's exactly what's needed. A few boundaries just to get that run rate up a little bit. They've got to be quite patient, wait for that bad ball, but make sure they get into the gaps when they have a go like this.
Australia 3 for 90. Michael Clarke on 49. And there's 50. For the Australian caretaker captain. Promoted himself up the order. 50 of 74 balls is a good start.
Very good start indeed, and appreciated by this crowd here. This is not an easy day to bat. It's very hot, and it's going to need a captain's innings here to get the Australians a decent score.
Australia were asked to bat earlier today when Daniel Vettori won the toss. David Warner came out, 2 singles from 11 deliveries, or 10 deliveries before that one. Brad Haddon was batting quite nicely with Michael Clarke before that. And then Dave Hussey, the dismissal I was just talking about, takes on Vettori and loses. A nod there from Paul Rifle. Yep, you've got him. Oh, it's nicely hit. There's no one out in that area, and that almost went all the way. One bouncing over the rope.
Yep, very, very good hit indeed. It decided, it seemed to me, that it had to go in that direction because no fieldsman there, pitched outside off stump and helped on its way.
Didn't quite get that, Michael Hussey. Bring up the 100 for Australia and he'll get 3.
Yes, apparently having been, well, not guaranteed, but to all intents and purpose would have been, I think one of the players would have attracted something like $1 million for a couple of months' work through the IPL. To say no to that and to put, I think, basically his country first. I think he realises that they've got very little time off. It's a big decision, but he's made it. He's made it. He's not going to go and play in the IPL.
Oh, nice shot. Beautiful use of the pace. And Michael Clarke. South is annoyed with himself. The line was wrong. But Clarke put it away nicely.
So he should be. Their discipline's been very good today. They've bowled a plan. This was asking for trouble. And it was actually beautifully played. Just watch the face of the bat here. Just closing the face and getting it right off the middle. No one back, so it's 4.
In the air for a while, and that's through as well. At least 2 more. That's hit better. And in the end, a nice piece of fielding.
Well, they just dropped Jitan Patel back there for that ball. Maybe the last 2 overs of Elliott's, last 2 balls of Elliott's over, and Ross Taylor comes up with the misfield.
Oh, it's beautifully played. Just ticked away. Now, this is not going to work well for the mindset of Callum Ferguson, I don't think. He thinks he's in next. He wants to be in next. He's playing in his first one-day international. Suddenly the skipper from out on the ground just waves and says you might want to get Cam White ready, and now he's wondering whether he's in next or not.
He doesn't seem to be sitting up in the viewing area. As we say, we've got him down at 6, and that's where Michael Clark announced him at the interview at the toss to come in at 6.
Yeah, but don't worry about his frame of mind. If White doesn't get the job done, Ferguson's got to be ready to do it straight after him. This flexibility in any batting order is not handled very well by batsmen. And I can sense that in your frame of mind, Brace. You don't like this. You batsmen are finicky things. You get told you're number 4 and you need to stay there.
Your first game, maybe if you've played 4 or 5 years.
In your first game, you just did whatever you were told, didn't you, Brace? I certainly, if I got told I was batting 11, I still would have been happy. I'd rather be 11 than 12.
Full pitch. And just a single.
Michael Clark is really stiffening up. He's gone between the shoulder blades. He's not free at all. So there is something that's gotten hold of him. And Kyle Mills overpitched that last delivery in the power play and was able to be hit straight to where his protecting man was, out on mid-wicket boundary. Now the left-hander on strike. Someone's got to come at Mills.
That's short and pulled away. Beautiful shot from Mike Hussey and a much-needed boundary for the Australian team.
And Mills trying to take the pace off it, just a change down, 115 kilometres that delivery, and in doing so just proceeded to drag it down, allowing Hussey to rock back. He does so well, pivoting onto that back foot and dispatching it to the boundary.
Still had to wait for it, didn't he? Not only the change of pace, but off the pitch, he waited a little bit longer and got the gap.
Dropped at his feet. And always going to be a comfortable single with the big lumbering Kyle Mills on the follow-through. He took a while to get started again.
Having a little chat to Clark too, but 127 games before this, 115 of them batting, not opening. But in opening, he's averaging 45, and he scored 2 of his 300s in one-day cricket, batting in the opening spot. This is his best chance, and he's on target again. He's got 32 runs to go to make another one. He's been impressive at 5. He's been impressive all through the list, but he is highly suited to number 1 or 2.
And that's 4. Finally, the Aussies make Mills pay for the full-length delivery, and that was 4 the moment it left the bat.
O'Brien's been good. 6.2 overs, none for 25. He's probably been even better than those figures suggest, and they're not bad.
And he's called through, and that'll be 50. Mike Hussey starting to work his way back into the form we expect from this terrific player.
Yeah, it's been good signs in the last few games for Hussey, although it hasn't gone Australia's way. He's managed to pick up 1 half-century, another 40-odd against the Kiwis on Sunday, back in Perth, but he's played well. And not only his 50 off 68 balls, featuring in a very good partnership here of 86 with Michael Clark.
Oh, that's well bowled, and just a little lucky that time, Hussey. He's managed to squeeze it away down to third man.
Cutting close. But it ran away. 2 runs. Hugely convincing, this one, but it got tight. The angle, it didn't turn as much as Hussey anticipated or wanted it to.
Right, let's see what happens here. Trying to smash it into that gap down at square leg, but unless you get it absolutely right, that area is very well covered. Quite long boundaries, the side boundaries at the MCG.
Michael Clark, 42 singles in this 86, 6 boundaries. He'll be thinking of 100, but he's got to get that out of his mind. He's leading the ship. He's got to do what the team requires now, and that is find the boundary.
Good, David.
See, one of the things that he'd be conscious of, if you go down the wicket and try and smash a six and miss-hit the thing or get stumped, you really do look like a bit of a goose. And he won't be wanting to do that. I mean, he'll be wanting to be there, play those sorts of shots in the last, into the gap, that one. Play, if he's going to play those sorts of shots, they'll be played in the last 3 or 4 overs.
Yeah, and by then he'll have 100, but he's still got to lift the intensity. He's got to be looking for twos. It's got to be a single every ball at least.
So Southey replacing Vittori, right arm over. At least there'll be a little bit of pace on the ball for these two.
They have to have assessed that this pitch is slow and going to be hard to chase this evening, because the urgency has not really increased, and Steve Buckner coming down saying no more running on the pitch. That's happened quite a few times.
He's a little bit late. He tries to protect himself in the run out. He runs straight down the pitch. There was no chance of being thrown out here. Look at that. That's terrible. He did it once or twice when he thought he was going to be thrown out, but there's no need for that.
Clark looking for the second. Back he comes. That's good running. Very good running. A direct hit may have stretched him a little bit, but they've just got to go for it now.
And what was the bowler doing? Trying to take the ball in front of the stumps again. So the New Zealand's got this idea of dragging the ball back on. He may have even deflected it off the stumps. Probably made it, but
not sure. He would have been short, and I think you're right. He might have directed it away.
Not out. Big collision, but the ball needed to hit the stumps directly. That was a long way away from the stumps, and really the bowler had to drag it down, so there was no chance of a run out there.
Is he starting to feel it a little bit now, Michael Clark? He gets the hip and shoulder here, had to make a lot of ground. Taylor was better off going for the direct hip, and then he gets a bit of a hip and shoulder.
I don't think Michael Clark's going to win any of those barging battles with New Zealanders.
There's a handy overs for New Zealand. The run rate's 4.14.
You don't think they've made enough, do you? You think they've got a problem?
Well, I think there's not enough intent there. Maybe they have made enough, but if you get beaten by 2 wickets and you're 4 out, there's got to be a question asked. You get the opportunity of batting first, you're sent into bat, and you get a good partnership for 123 going, and your run rate's still only 4 and over on a big ground. Doesn't seem enough.
Yeah, look, they need minimum 230 to give their bowlers something, but give a bit of credit to the Kiwi bowling as well. They've kept it simple. They're bowling right up in the block hole now. They've varied the pace. It's been a good effort from Vittori and Patel. There's just not been a consistency of big overs, but you're right, there's been a lack of risk taken throughout this innings.
Well, that's very well played, and that's for 9 runs from the over. It's 3 for 190.
Well, you'd reckon that Michael Clark and Michael Hussey, the 2 most experienced players in the Australian side.
He's gone long. There's a big gap out there, but the man's coming round. He can't control it. He keeps it in. Hussey's run 2. And Martin Guptill saves 4, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was definitely going for 6. I think you're dead right. Now, what you've got to do is you've got to control the ball and your actions inside the field. And he doesn't do that. He's got the ball under control, but he hasn't got control of his actions, so he flicks it back in. Now, people may argue that he is controlling his actions by being able to do that. But it won't be out. It would certainly have been 6, ends up being 2.
Right, Hussey's going long. O'Brien, slower ball, slogged down the ground. What's this one? Slow and a little shorter. It's slapped over mid-wicket. Not quite. 4 overs to go, 4 down.
Again, clever bowling. 98 kilometres an hour, that delivery from Ian O'Brien. You just don't expect that from a fast medium bowler. And again, just holding in the wicket, and Hussey can't time the stroke to perfection. Just doesn't get enough of it. And has to walk off 75. It's 4 for 196.
Southey it is, not O'Brien bowling. O'Brien finished his over. White finds the gap at mid-wicket, puts 2 fielders under great pressure. They do well. So White's out of the blocks with a 3.
Yeah, good sensible play too from Cameron White. He didn't try and back away or do something too complicated. He went more across his stumps and just used the angle that Southey bowled at to work the ball on the onside. Lovely shot, just timed it nicely. Found the gap, picked up 3.
Ian O'Brien, left-handed scrape to Jitan Patel, and now Southey to Clark, who gives his stumps up a little bit. Doesn't use the angle like White did last ball, then picks up 1 to go to 96. Michael Clark needed to go, apparently, and I'm pretty sure Mike Hussey, who's the guardian of the song at the time, and Simon Kaddish didn't understand that he had to go somewhere and had to be somewhere, and the song was held off for a long period of time, as you talked about, Gilly, which is good normally, but in-swinger into the toe. It's about his 3rd injury for this innings too.
I was going to say Alex Contouris, the physio, will be up. Down he goes. Beautifully bowled again, but they don't ever tickle those.
The biggest one of the summer is Sean Tate blasting Mark Boucher's toes almost out of his shoe, straight on. Front of the toe. Boucher had a dislocated break and fracture, so he's been out and hoping to be back for the South African Test Series against Australia. He walks, he charges, and he's bowled. That is beautiful thinking by Ian O'Brien, and Michael Clark agonisingly short of 3 figures.
Well, it'll feel like he missed out on a Test 100 at the Gabba earlier in the year against these guys, and I'm sure he feels the same. He's had niggles all day. He copped the one on the toe, walking down the pitch. Very clever bowling from O'Brien, but the deflection off the pads, unluckily onto the stumps. A very strong hand there from Michael Clark. He'll be disappointed with that. Out for 98.
Oh, it's a wide. They might pinch 1. There's a shy at the stumps. White would have been in trouble. So the ball's got to be re-bowled. They get 2 runs for it. So he's in with 2 overs and 2 balls. There's 14 balls still to go. If they can pick up 15 to 20 runs, the total is probably competitive. Kyle Mills back into the attack with a big off-spinner, which Callum Ferguson finds in the middle of the bat. White says no to a second. So a runner ball from here on in will get 222.
They'd love a couple of boundaries, wouldn't they, the Aussies? I reckon that 230 score is what they would love. So they've got to get about, 9 or 10 and over from here on in. With these last couple. With a couple of 4s or a 6.
Mid-wicket boundary is super protected. Dan Vettori for Cameron White. There's 3 men patrolling the rope. There they are on the right of screen. Big gap, otherwise they're giving him 1, but they're trying to prevent a 4. And he gets a wide.
That was probably the best result that Kyle Mills could expect from that delivery. His fine leg is up inside the circle. Cameron White gets anything on this ball, it's 4. Dangerous delivery to bowl.
I haven't seen so many full tosses go unpunished. That one just a little flip around the corner. You've got 4. Cameron White must be loading up in one particular area and not ready for the others. Another full toss. Something flipped over the leg side. This time it's top edged. Plenty of work to do with this fielder. Can't do it. White is pushing. He's back on strike, having run 2.
Plenty of action. It went very high. nearly hung up there long enough for Kyle Mills to get under it. Another change of pace or slower ball. Mills in hot pursuit, couldn't get there. Yeah, we haven't seen any of the innovation that you might see in 2020 cricket. Guys getting down and trying the ramp shot or as you say, stepping inside the line. There's been a lot of that shot there where it's been full.
One could really get after the Kiwi bowling. They bowled beautifully. They were good with the new ball, particularly Mills. And then, as usual, Vittori and Patel in those middle overs didn't get a wicket between them, but he went for 3.5 and 4.75 runs per over each.
And even Grant Elliott, 2 overs for 8. He chipped in. They did.
Australia will want some early wickets. So good evening to Michael Slater and to Adam Gilchrist.
Morning, Tub. Not morning, afternoon. It's morning somewhere in the world, isn't it? It's a good evening to everyone tuning in to watch an intriguing run chase. McCullum, no doubt the danger man for the Kiwis, and Michael Clark as skipper. We want to see the back of him early.
Well on!
It was something they achieved at the Wacker, but he is such a clean hitter of the ball, and he's got an ability, if he gets going, has a lot of misses, but if he gets going, it's an onslaught.
Michael Clark's toe, the left toe, we can see it clearly. He's looking for a little release of tension in the boot, cutting the toe out. A bit of blood there, but for those that didn't see, he copped one at the old Sandshoe crusher just towards the end of his innings.
Yes!
Maybe a leg by, that'll start the scoring. It was about the worst way to finish an innings. It's been an excellent day for Michael Clark. He's handled questions from everywhere. He made 98, got within sight of another 100. Then this happened. That was Ian O'Brien, the bowler, hitting him right on that the big toe of the left foot. And then he got out about 2 balls later. So out for 98. So that wouldn't have made him feel any better either.
Double the pain. And he's hobbling courageously at backward point.
It's him right there.
Yeah, I think they're a pair of joggers spiked up, which is something that the guys do every now and then. The manufacturers have come out with some specialist boots. They're actually rigid edge cricket boots, but the shoes he's got on now in the field are joggers that have been spiked up, so very soft, and the cutting out of that toe will just help him.
I don't know about you two, but when you see that slowed down and you freeze that with the ball right on his toe and jam on the bat, my feet start to tingle just watching that. There's O'Brien. It's about 135, 140 k's. Then that's his dismissal 2 balls later after he spent about 5 minutes trying to get it right, trying to organise a runner. And in the end, he's dismissed for 98.
Pushing on the toe, the physio, and get out of it, Pup said. It's hurting too much.
That'll be a maiden to start, just the leg by from the over. Found a thickish edge.
Yeah, good shape there from Hilford House. He just wants to get that length right, keep it up there. He's a genuine outswing bowler with a new ball.
Yeah!
Now he's away. He'll probably get 2 for that.
I want to know how Michael Clark's going to get through 50 overs out there, or however it takes to get the 10 wickets, because he's hobbling around badly. He's trying to do the gutsy thing, and he probably feels today, more than any other day, I've got to be out here. I am the captain. Few bad headlines. Scored 98. I want to see the whole game out, but it's Mr. Hopalong at the moment.
And that's his one advantage, Michael. He is the captain. He can just manoeuvre himself where the ball's not going to be.
Yeah!
Yeah, I like it. In retirement, you're just sort of announcing a few truths, aren't you?
My word, giving away a few secrets there.
That Qantas club there at first slip.
Like that. Lovely shot. Up over cover. Probably not right out of the middle. A bit of innovation from McCullum.
And here's where the strength of character comes for Hilford House. He's getting a little bit of shape away by pitching it up. It's going to take great courage to continue to pitch up to Brendan McCullum. Ball just coming on that little bit better with the shininess still there.
through Michael Clark. Well, the reactions were good, but they weren't that good. That was raced through his hands and all the way to the boundary.
Yeah, cracking stroke. It was the pace he hit it. Guptill really launches into it. He flat bats it, so Michael Clark comes into play. But the reaction too slow.
The sore toe, he's got the broken thumb, or the injured thumb, not broken, sorry, that he missed a few games before.
And that's also through. Beautifully timed. That's probably the best shot we've seen from the New Zealanders so far. They might think about running 4. No, settle for 3.
This is proving to be a big over for the Kiwis, and this last shot, very impressive the way he stands up in a back foot drive, hard shot to play, and it's a nice technique allowing you to play a stroke like that. So good combination here in the batting partnership. If they get going, it'll take some stopping.
Edge this time, Cameron White takes it comfortably. That's what Australia needed. They needed early wickets with this new ball, and no surprise, it's Nathan Bracken who's provided it.
Dead right, Tub. You can count on the man, can't you? It takes him no time at all to hit a line and length to work out what a batsman's trying to do. Do I need to bring it back? No, actually, the angle's going to work. And Cameron White makes it look very easy. He's got big hands and he swallows it. 1 for 21. Good player.
On the bottom edge, was it? Poor rifle, not moved. Hilton House, the bowler, was confident. Big shout from behind the stumps, but nothing from the umpire.
Gee, the Aussies were up as one. They all charging in, Haddon throwing the ball up in the air. They were certain. The attempted pull shot, well, we perhaps gave Paul Rifle a hard time for one that he missed coming off the thigh last over. I think he's got this one right.
Should get a couple for that, Brendan McCullum. I'd look for 3, and they'll get it. Nicely timed. Oh, it's a chance at the bowler's end. Oh, and it just misses, and nobody got to the stumps. The bowler, it was tough for Ben Hilfenhaus, who was trying to get back to the stumps. James Hopes did really well. He created the opportunity. I just got the feeling that one of them, maybe mid-on or mid-off, should have gone to the stumps.
And you feel that Australia have to get all these little things right. They've got to make it easier for themselves than they have done, and Hilfenhaus thought it was going to hit.
Yeah, well, an opportunity there goes begging for Australia. 1 for 30 after 8.
Yeah. Nicely played, soft hands. Races away for 4. He's a fine cricketer, Brendan McCullum. He's perfect with the gloves today, and that was an experienced shot. Opened the face, always 4.
That was as nasty a stare as I've seen come from the eyes of Nathan Bracken. He is frustrated with this. He thinks he's bottled McCullum up beautifully around the off stump, and now McCullum has found this technique. The open face glide. How much pace did he get on it?
Adam Voges, substitute fieldsman.
Oh, that's a very good shot. Fulton, who really struggled at the whacker, picked it up and hit it as clean as a whistle.
Hilfenhaus can't control things. He's been short and wide and dispatched, and now he's full and straight, and the beautiful pace to just flick off your legs to frustrate the Australians. None for 24 in 4.1 overs for Hilfenhaus.
It's gone again, and it's 4 more. It's short, it's a long hop, and he's gone bang.
I'm not sure about the support that man's giving his captain at the moment. Slow half volley on leg stump, that's gone for 4, and then a half tracker, and that's gone for 4.
It's gone high over couple. Third man's coming in, couple of points coming around. It falls in, and they get 2. That's McCullum. Will take you on. Bang. Doesn't beat it off, but they get a single. Brendan McCullum, one of the best strikers in world cricket. Strike rate of 91, an average is good enough. The surprising figure there is just the 100.
He doesn't like Australia, I don't think, in test matches anyway. Let's have a look. Oh, no, he holds up his career stats are a little better against Australia in one-dayers than his overall career. Unbelievable strike rate, just 450s, batting at the top of the order. Got a big chance to do more than just 50s.
There's the field, the one swept between cover, mid-off and the third man. Very strong offside field.
It's dangerous bowling to 2-metre Pete. He's got a high head. He's right up there. If you're going to bowl short to that man, you're going to have to really dig it in, bend your back and get it up helmet high. If you get anything around his waist, which was easy to do, just by bowling a normal short ball, he's in the mood to play some shots.
He's a good size unit, isn't he? Not only the size, but also a big man. Big, strong unit.
It's another single. 5 off the over, 1 for 47, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Oh, that's a brilliant shot, well fielded. Warner at cover. I always get the feeling that Peter Fulton doesn't like to take too many singles. Never seems to want to work the ball, play the big shots right off the middle of the bat. Went like a rocket to cover. Great camera work. That's better. That's could well before. Superb cover drive.
Well, it's set out there for him. The previous ball, a bullet dodged by the Australians, and that time it was fuller and wider and pretty much got what it deserved. Very nicely played, but when you got all your field up, that's what you want to see as a high-order batsman.
He'd given him 2 practice runs, hadn't he? One last over and then the ball before. The foot moved a little better. The weight went into the shot a little better and the placement was good. Fulton onto it.
Yep.
Raises an interesting point. Presumably it depends a little on the bowler and the bowler's tactics as much as where the batsman stands. Also what the bowler wants. There may be some bowlers comfortable with the batsman out of his crease, others less so.
Yeah, the bowler needs to be in consultation or certainly communication with the keeper. The first 2 deliveries Hope's bowled. The first one was 118 kilometres an hour. He then went up to about 132, so he's trying to change his pace immediately.
Oh, that's out. Yes, caught behind. Big nick. Big deflection. And, well, very important they keep getting wickets.
Very good decision to stay back, I'd say.
I agree with that. I'm very happy to see him standing back. Very well bowled, just in that nice little corridor, good healthy edge, and Haddon moving beautifully to accept a relatively straightforward catch. They're happy, so they should be. Fulton was starting to look settled. It's 2 for 62. A couple of games back when it's 7 and 8 and over, but he's pulled it back beautifully in the last 2.
Tricky tight run and not a very good throw. In fact, a really bad throw. And it ends up being worth 3. So a very risky single to David Hussey at mid-wicket ends up costing Australia 3.
James Hope's at mid-off, was trying to get across, just come into picture there chasing. He couldn't do enough work in the short space of time that was required from that powerful but wayward throw from David Hussey.
Yes, had Hussey got anywhere near the wickets, Hopes may have had a chance. Very, very wide. That's a good shot. Oh, and once again, Hopes desperately diving there to try and stop that one, but that was beautifully timed.
At the moment, it is up to McCullum and Taylor. They are the 2 men that really need to see New Zealand through for probably to that 30 or 40 over mark, you suspect.
That's an area that it seems to me Mitchell Johnson really does hurry batsmen up. He gets the ball straight in at that area around about the thigh pad, and when it bounces you see them struggle. He seems to surprise a lot of batsmen there.
And you've seen 2 or 3 singles in the last couple of overs in these areas, cover and mid-wicket, square leg, those sort of areas, which with this sort of Andrew Simons, Ricky Ponting, Michael Clarke in those positions, with Australia at their best, you just wouldn't see singles like that. I think he might be frustrated too, whatever motions he was making to his head. They're frustrated that these 1s and 2s are coming on the leg side. He's got a strong offside field, 6-2 offside field. They're killers. Such tidy bowling too from James Hopes, as it was the other day in Perth. It really does get you, this game. If you stray just 2 or 3 inches, players are so quick onto anything here. This is just too straight, and it hits the seam, it wanders leg side, and once it's hit the thigh pad, it's gone. Hadding can do nothing about it.
And McCullum can create that effect a little bit by walking as he does. He walks towards the bowler, but also generally to the offside. And a delivery like Hope's just bowled 2 balls prior was on leg stump. It wasn't wide down the leg side, but it's just leg side enough by the time McCullum finishes his movements, enough to get that tickle down for 4.
Got that one from way outside off stump. 6 runs from that over. On target that time, 2 for 85.
A little lap sweep, and nice and fine. Well done by Hilfenhaus. And 2's all they'll get.
And there's Rod Tucker on the right of a screen.
There's the shot over the top, and he's hit it beautifully. First boundary for a very long time for New Zealand, and it's also Taylor's first boundary. 2 for 104. Good swing out of the middle. There's some more room, but straight into the hands of Mike Hussey. And that is a big wicket for the Australian team.
Oh, he's done it again, James Hopes. He picks him up at the whacker on the slower ball, caught it short cover. And this time it's Brendan McCullum, the big wicket. He was there for 75 deliveries and he just hit it straight to cover. There it is. Wide half volley. Straightforward catch and a big wicket.
Australia delighted. 3 for 104 now.
You got a touch on that. It was going to be a wide if he didn't, but Taylor will pick up a couple.
Find it hard to believe as captain of Victoria, he doesn't bowl himself. It's his chance, his prerogative. He can get in and bowl a number of overs. Played not that long ago in India as the leggy for the country. So as skipper, got to be someone saying to him, look, bowl yourself.
That's all right, Huss.
Just a single there, knocked into the onside field. You talk about cementing a place, Bill. Aren't there some luscious tours coming up for these boys? You've got South Africa, which all the players want to get on because that's a beauty. And then the next one, the tour of all tours, the Ashes tour. So people like that man on screen are playing for plenty at the moment.
I think all the young players are. You know, to have a good tour of South Africa and a good tour of England, you've got 12 months in front of you of first-class cricket and quality games. There's the squad. Some new names there.
May have a look at a second here. They're going to take it on. Oh, the ball, if it had hit, would have had him.
Look at the hands of Cameron White there. That was a red-hot throw, and he took it so easily. Had to be a direct hit. But have a watch Cameron White here. Easy as you like. Very good pair of hands.
New Zealand have got to go with it.
Yes, Cameron White looks a bit nervous to me. Hasn't got a lot of bowling. He's bowling to Elliott is on 4, so it's an opportunity. Probably doesn't play against a lot of leg spinners. There's no slip in. It might be worth it. Oh, slip Tom just picking up the wicket here, particularly to Elliott.
Mid off and mid on come up. Trying to put the squeeze on Elliott. And that's through. Slight misfield. They're going to look for 2 and they're going.
It's Ross Taylor coming to the non-strikers again. It's good awareness though, the batting side. I'm not surprised it's but Nathan Bracken, it hasn't got the strongest arm, so the awareness was that it's Nathan Bracken fielding here. We'll take the second. Had to stretch out at the end.
Mate, look for 2 here as well. I think he's labouring Ross Taylor. And therefore, the Australian fielders will be aware of it and will target his end.
It'll be a blow for New Zealand if Taylor has to withdraw from the future one days in this series because he's pulled the groin muscle.
For New Zealand, Elliott has to get going. 14 from 29 now. He's absorbing plenty of the deliveries. He's either got to find a big shot or 2 or pick up his intent with the singles and 2s or hit out and get out. Broome, Mills, Vittori, Southey, plenty still to come and just 15.2 overs to go.
Oh, dear me. That's a pity because Warner's fielded very, very well since he came into the side. He's quick, he's aggressive, he's a good anticipator. The first fumble we've really seen from him. Four singles from that over, the rate 5.8 to win the game. Drinks are being called for.
88 off 89 it is now. They've got to get in front. Runs in front of balls.
Oh, that will run quickly for 4. That is 2 straight from Hilton House. That's the kind of discipline that we talk about. Something that the Black Caps did so well when they bowled today. Only once did Tim Southey stray on that line. It cost him. Other than that, New Zealand were consistently off stump and outside.
Well, Elliott sucked him into this. He walks across his stumps. He's been known to do that. He's been doing a lot in this innings. Hilton House fancies his chances as an LBW. Gets 2 straight, too impatient.
Deliveries remaining in a run chase for 83.
It's Elliott that is batting with the correct intensity, and he's a chance of lifting Taylor again. Taylor 37 off 59, 24 singles. So now Elliott's just getting a bit of a tick going. Can Taylor come with him?
Now there's an opportunity. Oh, and it's missed. Whoa, dear me. Michael Hussey. Oh, he has such a pair of hands too.
What is going on, for goodness sake? This Australian team have been so safe in recent years. And Hussey, it wasn't a simple catch, but Hussey, as you quite rightly point out, is a brilliant outfieldsman. Wonderful hands.
He's taken 2 terrific catches in the deep this summer. We saw him underneath that skyer that ended up humiliating him rather when he didn't lay a hand on it, but that was a different thing. He seemed to be in control of this. He's not near enough the boundary rope. Whoa, no brotherly love there. And now 4 wides. Dear me. Have we just seen in 3 balls a cricket match crystallised?
Well, it certainly makes a big difference, doesn't it? You get a drop catch in the deep and then 4 wides down the next side. That'll test them.
It's a little bit of desperation. They're trying to snatch for a wicket. They had a chance for a wicket here. The boundary rope played a part for sure. He had to catch this and stay inside. Knowing that he was going to slide, it was going to be touch and go. It played a part. And then his mind's eye had gone off the ball. And then Dave Hussey, just looking for a leg side stumping, in a desperate bid for a wicket, gets it wrong, and so too does Haddon.
It's a good point about the slide in the boundary rope. It's a very good point. It's still uncharacteristic of Hussey not to put that out of his mind and make the ball the sole focus of his attention. It's a wicked game when it wants to be. It's 3 for 153. Oh, dear me. What an extraordinary few moments we've had here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Boundary for Grant Elliott. Off the pull stroke follows a moment of fortune.
This is where he comes into his own. The ball has been changed, compulsory change after 34, but it's an older ball, a little softer. He'll start with the slower deliveries and he'll continue to grow that mark on the pitch. It's an incredible collection of deliveries. The accuracy from Nathan Bracken, superb. He's honed his skill, the one-day skill. Well, there's a good shot just over the top of Michael Clarke. It's 4. That makes the equation a whole lot easier. Every time there's a boundary, it gets easier and easier for the Kiwis. And don't forget, 7 wickets in hand. I can sense the text from Ian Smith coming already.
It's good batting. As soon as you hit it over an infielder's head, there's no one going to be behind him. And this is now a dangerous man at the crease, Ross Taylor.
I think earlier I said 2 men out. It's 3 men out in the batting power play. They come back for 2. Good start to the Kiwis.
Yeah, so Australia don't need to have any catching men, but for this batting power play, which is a series of 5 overs, they allowed those 3 fieldsmen outside the circle.
That's nicely played again. Just the one, though. The thing that Mitchell Johnson provides for the batting is pace onto the bat. It allows for the bigger shots to be played a little bit more easily.
Now we've got a second man now going into the gully area or the backward point area.
Gee, they're close together there.
They are. I reckon they're looking for a catch there, looking for a drive or a slashing square cut in that area.
There's an outside edge. Mitch Johnson. He's the wicket taker.
Well, this is exactly what Australia needed. That man knows that that's a big moment. The game was on his bat if he could stay there. He's walking off, and Australia breathe again on the back of Mitchell Johnson.
And once again, it's the batting power play that brings about a wicket. We've seen it a number of times in this one-day series. Australia back in the game. 4 for 176.
But only 17 ODIs between them. Down he comes and slices it away. It'll be 4. Big finish for the Kiwis. 7 from it. 4 for 183. So it's going to be the tightest of finishes. It was 43 from 42. The equation looking better for the Black Caps, though. Elliott this time.
These are big boundaries. Last ball of the last over 4. First ball of this over 4. Both the same part of the ground. And that puts a dagger into the heart of the Australian team right now because they'd started to get on top. Big shot there evades Michael Clarke and hits the padding. And that's a really good piece of cricket.
Oh, he's hit that beautifully. That'll run away for 4 as well. It was a catchable height, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's flicked the fingers on the way through. The man at mid-wicket, Callum Ferguson, I think, is the man. And it was another catch that could have been taken. But Broom swooshing to the onside and just over the fingertips maybe.
He's not a big man, Callum Ferguson. He used every bit of his height and just couldn't get there. Massive boundaries these.
Despair for the Australians. They can't believe it. It's another one getting away from them. 6 overs remaining. New Zealand need 34.
Soft hands picks up a single. Sensible batting from here on in. They should walk it in New Zealand with wickets in hand.
Yeah, players normally look at the runs versus the balls, so 33 to win, 35 balls remaining, so as long as it's around about a run a ball, if you've got a few wickets in hand, it's normally pretty easy to get there. But if they lose another wicket or two here, all they need to do is to get 2 new batsmen out there. That's when the panic starts.
Sire ball. Tell you what, Grant Elliott's played very well. 45 off 59 with 4 boundaries. Compared with the other scoring rates in this match, he's done a great job. Grant Elliott, this partnership 18 off 17, just was needed to run a ball. 28,000 fans here at the MCG. Second game of the Commonwealth Bank Series.
It's not the biggest crowd ever at the MCG, but it's probably one of the bigger crowds that these 2 players have played in front of. So they're showing their experience at the moment. Even Neil Broom coming in, he's 10 off 10, so he's ticked it over just enough for the required rate.
Charge doesn't beat cover. Bracken in his 9th over.
Yeah, Hussey and White, the 2 most expensive bowlers. Hope's you've got 2 for 16. He went for 2 runs and over, so he's got 2 to go. That's what you've got to do, just get a few dot balls away to build the pressure a bit.
So Vaughan gets it away fine. The outfield's fast. It's a big hard chase here. Will it make the ropes? Yes, it does. Big runs for New Zealand.
They are big runs. He's just walked into the line a little bit of Bracken there. It wasn't that wide of leg. Elliott just getting inside the line enough. Clever batting, knowing that fine leg is up because of the power play. You're shuffling across. He actually probably took it off middle stump in the end, but
Broom goes bang down the ground, mistimes it. Gets the single if he gets home. Yes, he does. Oh, it's building up this series. Australia certainly would have started favourites. Don't forget game 3 at the Sydney Cricket Ground on Sunday, a day-nighter.
who knows what position it'll be in this series. 2-0, 1-1. Have we got a tie on our hands? Almost there on Sunday, but that'll be great on Sunday at Sydney.
Elliott gets a 50, well played. A very fine knock for his team and for himself, Grant Elliott. That's a big 50.
It certainly is. Superbly played. Ross Taylor was the one we thought was going to take them home, but it's now up to Elliott.
Had great support today too, the Kiwis here at the MCG. And you just sense they're building a little bit of momentum.
Swing and a miss. A runner by. Or maybe a wide. Wait for the call. Off the bat. One thing about Paul Roth, he doesn't hustle, does he? That's the way he played his cricket, over 300 wickets at Victoria. Now a first-class umpire.
Just a little feather there, under edge. All the little things not quite going Australia's way again, it seems.
Charge, smash, thick edge, 4 more. Fortune favours the brave.
Well, what do you do about those? Absolutely nothing. Just really frustrating. Down the wicket, trying to get it down the ground. It ends up going down to third man.
Well, he made a mistake, didn't he, Hooker? He saw him charge. Why not go full? He went short. Got a big, thick edge, and it raced away. 19 off 23 with wickets in hand. It's well run. Got a hot spot of that shot down the third man. What did it come off? The middle, the edge, the bottom?
I'm going edge before I see this hot spot. He's advancing down, looking right off the toe of the bat. He was looking to go over. The mid-on had just come up into the ring. So he was advancing down, looking to cash in down the ground where no one was back. As you say, Bill, Wolfenhouse dug it in. He took the risk.
Nicely played. Traditional shot into the gap. I'll pick up two more. Charge, slash, just the single.
Well, they're keeping their straight men up. Mid-on and mid-off is staying up in the ring. And we saw there again Elliott advancing down the wicket, trying to get over the straight men. It's a difficult decision. There or thereabouts for a run of ball. You don't want to bring the field up too early and then basically cancel any chance. One goes through the infield and it's 4. It's game over. As we speak, cover comes up. So 4 in the ring on the offside.
Back of the bat. No need to do anything silly, New Zealand. Just play each ball on its merits here. 14 off 16. Don't get yourself on the hole for the last over.
I guess the flip side, if you Michael Clarke would be thinking, if I can just squeeze a few dot balls now and get it back above a runner ball, then New Zealand will panic. They may try to do something that's not there. Could lead to a wicket.
That's well struck. That could be 4. That beats mid-on. He's chasing hard. The outfield lightning fast. He dives. He knocks it back. Well done. And they pick up 3.
Great effort that by Mitchell Johnson. Mind you, it was perfect placement too. That one hit into the gap beautifully. But look at this. Sliding across the surface there, managing to get it back, and he's got a great arm as well.
Yeah, I tried that once when I chased the ball to the boundary. I slid and I came to a dead standstill while the ball kept rolling into the fence. But that is fantastic athleticism from a fast bowler.
11 off 15. Bouncer. No shot.
There's a little shake of the head there from umpire Buckner, saying that the batsman ducked right underneath it.
I think Paul Rothwell was 50-50 there. He had a good hard hook and he's made a square leg.
He'd have to lean on the bowler side, wouldn't he, Pistol, in that situation? Square leg up into the ring. 3 in the ring on the leg side.
Chance for a run out. Safely home. Good cricket. 10 off 13. Still anybody's game. Lose a wicket or 2. This is a good partnership. 40 off 38.
Not sure who's going to bowl the last over. There's 2 to come. Bracken has 1. Hilfenhaus has 1. The Allen Border Medal, where Nathan Bracken won the one-day player of the year. Mark Nicholas asked him what's it like bowling at the end, at the death. He said it's great fun. I wonder if he's chuckling on the inside at the moment.
Well, Broome really has done well here. 20 off 18 deliveries when everyone has found it very hard to score. Individual batsmen anyhow to run a ball. He's done it.
It's gone bang, and it's gone all the way for 4. Big strike. 9 from the over. 6 off 12 required. Hilfenhaus. Well run, very well run.
Well, just that run there, the call from Neil Broome is indicative of the positive intent he's had through his whole innings. He's taken it on, decided to chance his arm, and fortune favours the brave, as you said earlier, Bill. He's got it lucky with a couple of little edges wide of slip, but he's put the pressure right back on the Australian lineup.
He's on strike. 5 off 11. Just need a boundary here. Oh, that's well bowled, the Yorker.
Yeah, there perhaps should have been a few more of those in the innings as well, just to ensure those dot balls to build the pressure up. Right up there, and there's nothing much you can do with those.
Another one into the gap, at least one, well fielded. Hopes does well, just a single. Well, this is a bit of a boil over, surely. If they go to Sydney 2-0, it's a tremendous effort by New Zealand.
Well, Michael Clark has been quoted as saying it's unthinkable to lose the series to New Zealand. I think what he was saying is it's not in his mindset. He's not thinking negatively, but obviously, if it happens, 4 more runs off 8 balls, New Zealand are looking like they are going to get up tonight. It is going to be a long, hard road back for Australia to win 3 straight when you've lost 5 in a row, if that indeed happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair comment. Don't forget the first match was lost off that last ball. So this one's going down to the wire as well.
Not anymore, it isn't. There it goes, bang! Well played. What a great knock from Elliott. That's a big win. They're winning by 6 wickets in the 49th over.
There are the facts and figures of the match. The Australians 5 for 225. They have to have been, 25, 30 short. New Zealand 4 for 226 in reply.